Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to do a live stream tonight. If you want to join for that, you've got to join the Patreon, obviously, for that. But it might be an interesting one. Or it might not be. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like tonight. But from this morning's video, from this very moment right now, so we've actually come down to hit that 50 exponential. So since the bull market began, all the way down yonder, really, let's just think about what's actually happened. Just get a bit of context, right? So all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top. Bloody hell. Well, it's been pretty decent. Let's face it. So 700%, not as good as some stocks, I can tell you. To be honest with you, like, there's plenty of things out there that have outperformed Bitcoin. But you're still 700% from the bottom to the top. Now, nobody gets the bottom and nobody sells the top. But somebody like me generally gets a decent piece in between. So I basically bought a ton of Bitcoin. Well, not a ton. But I topped up the amount of Bitcoins I own this cycle around 21,000. And so that gave me, at the low to the high, 500%. Which, honestly, like it's good. It's good. It's better than nothing. But, you know, again, stocks have outperformed. And I'm talking about boring stocks, like Meta, for instance. I bought Meta at the same time. You know, quite a large amount. And that outperformed Bitcoin. Anyway, we're down now. So we're down. We're down to the 50 exponential. So, yeah, still up a decent amount, 100% a year. You know, again, stock market, baby, stocks. But still up about 120% a year as of this very moment in time. This is where we are. So it's not the worst thing in the world, is it, to make 300, 400%? But it's not the greatest. That's not, like, you know, it's what I like to say. It's not. That's not the crypto gains your granddad spoke about. But the reality is it's still up, and it's come down to that area. So the last time we moved into this, we went bang, and we moved up. And then after that, we went bang, and we moved up, and then we went bang. So let's measure these ones out from the wick to the candle body. So you came down to, oh my God, you came down 26%. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You came down 29%. Okay, no big deal. Okay, and you came down 20%, right? So it's 20% down from its high to its massive, major support here. Right. So I understand, because it's not all about Bitcoin. There's altcoins out there, and they have come down a lot as well. They have also gone up a lot as well, but some of them have never gone up. So I get it. But if you're holding altcoins and some of them haven't performed, in fact, some of them never performed, then you're going to feel more disappointed than if you're in Bitcoin and outperformed by Facebook stocks. Do you know what I mean? You're going to feel very upset, I imagine. And I think that's where the majority of people are. Now, that doesn't mean that there will not be any more alt seasons. Because if anyone remembers what happens just prior to an alt season, generally speaking, is that all the alts get completely washed out. Most of the time, they go from extreme lows to extreme highs very fast. And I don't think this time right now is any different to that. Bitcoin at a major support, getting in towards that sort of mid level of the fourth quarter kind of vibe. That's where things start to usually historically sort of turn around. And, you know, I really don't see a problem with the way that Bitcoin is presenting itself at the moment. Since that liquidation situation that took place a few weeks back, you know, we had to highlight this area on the chart as an area. And not just an area, but an actual opportunity. Now, I tried some longs in the morning yesterday, wiped straight away, you know, instantly stopped out basically after just shortly after I dropped the kids off at school. Wiped. But no big deal. Later on in the day, I took some more positions. I posted a couple of those on the Telegram. At the moment, they're still alive. And if they do move, and again, I'm not saying that they're going to, but if we do start to see an alt season, which at this very moment in time, when you say that word, people are going to be vomiting into their porridge. They will not be able to handle such a word. In fact, I would imagine that a lot of people gave up yesterday And that's usually the way that the market works, right? So people like to FOMO in on huge, massive moves up to the top, buying extreme peaks. And then people also like to sell extreme lows, capitulation basically. And I think we're either there or very, very close to that. So let's have a think about the Total 2. Total 2's similar setup to that of Bitcoin, although this does not usually like to bounce around the 50 exponential. It sort of doesn't really mean much to it. The 200 simple seems to be the one that the Total 2 likes to go to. And if that is the case, then, well, you're in a little bit of a problem, man. 30% further down on the weekly to get support on that. The daily, we've now lost the 200 exponential, and so on and so on. So that's not a good look. However, we do have bullish divergence on the money flow index with that low here and a higher low here, low and a lower low there. So we do have all of that. And moving over to the 4 hourly, we also have plenty of bullish divergence. Now, I don't know what happened to ICP. But when we do our streams, we're always applying the same analysis generally to all these charts. ICP. And one thing that we noticed about ICP is that there was, look at that, it goes straight into the box. So close to that box. It's brilliant, isn't it? So the technicals are still playing on some of these things. Now, I don't know what happened, if there's somebody said or tweeted something, but one thing we did notice on ICP was that we had all these multiple drives of bullish divergence. And the last time we looked at it, I said, look, it's very likely to move into the 200 exponential. And I had no idea it was going to move right into that major resistance box. So this, the technicals seem to work on some of these charts. We are up significantly now. Well, I say we are up. I don't really have this. I do have ICP, but 100%. After looking at the divergences and the brewing momentum and the shift in the direction. Obviously, now we expect the opposite. We expect a consolidation probably all the way down to $3.60. But it doesn't matter because technicals are still working. Now, it wasn't just Bitcoin and crypto that all came down yesterday. We saw that happen with stocks. Stocks have moved down into a 200 exponential as well, part of a golden cross. A very nice kiss on the cheek here. V-shaped recoveries take place from these areas a lot of the time. More often than not, actually. So that's where we are for stocks. On the 4 hourly, the daily was still above the 20 moving average, the 21 exponential as well. And again, if we just move it right back to our weekly, we're above everybody and everything. So I'm not bent out of shape with the way that this price action looks. I've held off from taking long positions. I've held off from basically going in on any new positions since selling some of the rare and few pumps that I have had recently, like Zcash. So I took a lot of profit on Zcash. So I've had a fair bit of money waiting around to do something with, and I've basically entered or re-entered the market to a few coins basically yesterday, and obviously some futures positions, which I wouldn't ask you a lot to do, unless of course you're happy to put some rigid risk management in place. So what I'm rambling about, if you want to know really, what I'm rambling about is I actually don't think that what we're looking at here is particularly bad at all. It might feel bad for certain individuals with certain portfolio types, but generally speaking, we're 20% down from the peak to where we are on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has now offered us an entry point now for what could be the last sort of higher low before the next and last higher high, and with that it should take the market generally with it, not everybody but generally, and that is still my expectation right now. If of course we start closing below 100, moving down into the 90s, then I will change my tune, and I will probably at that stage start to consider, if we move up and get rejected here, for instance, I will flip bearish at that point then, and I will hibernate from a spot position. I'll just take profit and obviously realize losses. Just I'll take some of those losses on the chin. That's what you've got to do that sometimes. But all in all, overall, it's been a pretty good bull market for me. And if I have to sell my XRP at $2, it's still better than sort of where it was when I picked it up around the 30 cents. When I sell my Bitcoin, if I sell my Bitcoin, in the 90,000s, it's still better than where I picked it up back a million years ago at 4,000, and obviously a few years back at 21,000. Still better, isn't it? It's profit, isn't it? The same goes for quite a lot of things. Even if I have to sell my Ethereum, at 3,000, or even down at 2,000, it's still better than $160, isn't it? Still better than that. It's profit all the same, isn't it? It's all profit. It's all profit. But just to put it out there, I'm not perfect. There are some coins out there that I've bought which are not in profit, and those things I'll have to take on the chin. Right, I'll leave it there without me sort of rambling on about too much more. The long story short is bouncy, movie woovie, backy uppy to all-time high for Bitcoin, and probably for Ethereum also. Also for stocks on the short term, we should be looking for a move up right now. So actually, our futures position on the S&P reasonable idea as well right now. So capitulation, I think, may have happened for a lot of alts, and an alt season may now follow. Anyway, it is a risky market, you know that. Just be careful. Don't listen to what I have to say and think that I know anything more than you do. Your analysis is quite easily superior to mine. But thanks for watching anyway. We'll see how we go over the rest of this month, actually. I would be very surprised if we don't start to reclaim some of these significant resistances quite quickly, actually, over the next couple of weeks. If we don't, however, because again, the market will humble us all, has the opportunity, it can do that, and has done that many times, then we flip, and we take profit, and we sit back and swim in whatever cash that we have made in this market, and then hibernate and get ready for the next one. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.